Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and some major news for the next installment of Call of Duty, of course of which is going to be Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It has now been confirmed by Activision that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 will be in fact available for the Xbox 360 as well as the PlayStation 3. This is of course a very controversial decision. There are some players out there who feel very strongly that the game itself should be current gen only, should only be designed for people on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC, and the people that are on the old consoles, they should just hurry up and transition. And there's other people on the other end of the spectrum, they're thinking to themselves, well, I don't feel like buying a brand new console yet, there isn't enough good games for it, I really just don't feel like transitioning into a brand new console, which is understandable. A new generation of console definitely takes time, and takes a couple years for the transition to kind of fully take effect, so there's definitely two sides of the argument. For me personally, I own an Xbox One. I'm not really too concerned as to whether or not it's going to be on last gen. I really, honestly, I don't care. I've done a couple of videos on it, and I feel as though overall it's not going to really affect me too much, but that's just my own personal opinion. But let's go ahead and read straight from the source, right from the horse's mouth. We'll go ahead and read this, and you guys will go ahead and check this out. You can find a link to it at the very bottom of the video description. It's going to take you over to blog.activision.com, where Scott Lowe has posted up a little bit of an article for us explaining to us why Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is going to be in fact available for Xbox 360 as well as PlayStation 3 users. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has been designed to harness the full potential of the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. However, we know there are still some fans that haven't made the transition to the new console hardware, which is why we're happy to share that we've been working with developers Beenox and Mercenary Technology on Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Xbox 360 and PS3 users will be able to experience Call of Duty Black Ops 3's gameplay across campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. While the teams are working to deliver the best possible experience for 360 and PlayStation 3, naturally there will be some differences across generations. For instance, the campaign mode on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 is currently in development with a goal of enabling 2-player cooperative play instead of the 4-player cooperative campaign on next gen. And it's funny that they actually call it next gen, just kind of popping in here for a second. It's kind of funny that they call it next gen even though it's current gen. It's been the current gen for a couple years now. Back to the article, there will be some other features and functionality built specifically for the new generation of consoles that cannot be supported on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. We'll be sharing more information regarding feature differences from one console generation to another later this year as launch on November 6th approaches. Also, it should be noted that there is no version of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for Nintendo Wii U planned. Finally, the upcoming next-gen multiplayer beta will be available for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, so keep an eye out for more details. This is just the beginning for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. There's a ton more to discuss in the weeks and months to come, starting with E3 next week, which kicks off on June 15th. In the meantime, stay tuned to the Activision Games blog and follow at Activision and at Call of Duty on Twitter. And that is the entire post, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you guys would like to go ahead and check it out for yourselves by reading it in the video description, you guys can. It's at the very bottom there. It'll take you once again over to blog.activision.com, and you can read this entire post for yourself. So that's pretty interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 available for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Pretty insane if you ask me. Once again, it's pretty controversial. There's like two different sides to this, right? There's the people that say, oh, they're going to be holding the game back, which it's funny, right? Because that's the thing that people immediately go to. That's like the first argument you hear when you ever bring up the discussion of should Call of Duty be made for the Xbox 360, be made for the PlayStation 3, or should it be like a current gen only game? And the first argument right away is always something about the fact they're going to be holding back the game to be able to make it work on that old hardware. So the very first line in this post is, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has been designed to harness the full potential of the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. That's literally the first thing that they said. I thought that was pretty great. But yeah, once again, very controversial. There's a lot of you guys out there. I've gauged this kind of thing before. I've asked you guys about. I don't think we ever actually did like a full-on straw poll. Maybe we'll do that with this video. Maybe we'll do a full-on straw poll just to kind of get an idea of what people are thinking. So of course I read your guys' comments and I reply to a lot of them. I like to get your guys' feedback. But just something like a straw poll where it's very simple. Like go here to vote yes or vote no. Like it's very simple. Like do you want this to be on current gen systems only, or do you like this to be available for all platforms? Like it's pretty simple to do a voting system like that, and then you can get pretty clear and accurate numbers numbers as to what people think. So I think we're going to do that. So be sure to go ahead and check the video description. There's going to be a straw poll down there where you guys can go ahead and vote as to whether or not you like the decision that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 will be available on the Xbox 360 as well as the PlayStation 3. And sadly, not on the Wii U. That is 2 years in a row now, huh? So Call of Duty Ghosts was actually the last Call of Duty game to actually be developed for the Wii U. And it's not like a thing where like, oh, we hate Nintendo, so we're not going to do that. The reason why, guys, it's simple business, really. They looked at the numbers, the sales numbers of what they had for Call of Duty Ghosts on the Wii U. They looked at the DLC sales numbers for Call of Duty Ghosts on the Wii U. And then, of course, they looked at the other Call of Duty games on the Wii U and just games in general on that platform. And truth be told, man, it's the Wii U. Then things that aren't Nintendo-based usually don't sell that well on the Wii U. People buy the Wii U for the Nintendo IPs. It's a kind of a weird little niche market that they have going on with that. So it's kind of sad to say that they're not actually going to be getting a version of Black Ops 3 for that particular system. And if players want to actually, you know, experience newer Call of Duty games, they're going to have to, of course, buy a different console, which is kind of stinks, man. I'm a big believer that you should pick the platform that you want to play on, and everything should try to be available for that. You know, I wish exclusivity deals just didn't exist, just weren't a thing in gaming, because nobody wins in a console war, guys. Remember that. Nobody wins. If there's exclusive games for the PlayStation that we can't get on Xbox, that stinks for the consumer. If there's games that are specific for the Xbox that people can't get on PlayStation, that stinks for the consumer. If there's a system like the Wii U where only Nintendo-based products are available on it, that kind of stinks, because what if there's people over here on the PlayStation that wish they could play Nintendo stuff? So they're going to have to go ahead and buy a whole new console just to play Nintendo stuff, and people that play Nintendo stuff and have a Wii U, they're going to have to buy a whole new console to play other stuff, like Call of Duty, or Metal Gear Solid, or Gears of War, or just anything, the Red Dead series, anything, Borderlands, whatever it is you want to play, any series that you're possibly into, you know, that's like not Nintendo-based for the most part. Of course, they have other third-party companies that go on that platform, but for the most part, you're going to have to get like a new system if you want to, because not a lot of different games are being developed for the Wii U anymore. So it's like, why can't everything just work? Then, of course, there's the PC that has like everything except for Nintendo-based things for the most part. Then again, there's even some console-exclusive games that aren't available on PC, and it's like, there's all these platforms, right? All these platforms, and they're all so great in their own way. You know, every platform is great in its own respect for one reason or another, and it just thinks that there's always going to be a bit of that exclusivity, no matter what you try to do. There's always going to be a bit of that, because at the end of the day, it's about making money. You know, people wonder why Call of Duty has exclusive deals with Microsoft, or at least they do right now, and that's because Microsoft's paying Call of Duty a lot of money, and so the Microsoft people end up getting us some exclusive stuff early. Like, for example, we get our DLC early here on the Xbox. It may change in the future, hopefully it does, but right now we get the Advanced Warfare DLC first if we have an Xbox, because Microsoft paid them a lot of money, and that's how that works. Like, nobody wins in a console war, nobody wins with exclusivity. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, down in the video description, there's going to be a straw poll for you guys to go ahead and vote. You guys can vote as to whether or not you are happy with this. It's completely anonymous, and I don't hate you if you agree or disagree with me, because honestly, I don't care too much. That's the thing. I am so in between on this. Like, once again, there's some people that want to stay on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC only. That way they can try and optimize the game 100% for it. I am not entirely convinced that if it was only available for those platforms, that it would be completely optimized for them in every respect. And there's other people that don't want to, of course, buy a new console, and they don't want to transition to new hardware and stuff, and that's understandable as well. I'm kind of in the middle where it's like, if it's available for the 360 and PlayStation 3, whatever, it doesn't really bother me. If it's only available on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, whatever. I have an Xbox One and a PC. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I can get it on there as well. Like, I'm so in the middle, I just so don't care where it comes out on. But like so many other people are so, you know, there's definitely one side, they've kind of dug their trenches, and there's like no real in between. But I'm out there in the middle of the field, man. I'm there in the middle of the field. You picture a war, right? There's a trench on the left side of people that want it to be available for all platforms, all for the 360, the PlayStation 3, and even the Wii U. And then there's the other trench on the other side of the field, where there's people that are like, no, we're dug in. We want our game to be current gen only, optimized, and all that stuff. Then there's me standing in the middle just going, meh. Really don't care. It really doesn't bother me. But still, I'm interested to see your guys' opinions on this. So once again, there's going to be a straw poll down in the video description, along with the link to this article, so you guys can read it for yourselves. Over there in the straw poll, you can go ahead and, of course, voice your opinion on there. Be sure to go ahead and check out the article so you guys can read everything for yourselves. And yeah, I'm very interested to hear your guys' opinion on this. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.